Happy Monday, Flosstube. So, my name is Caroline. Welcome back to my channel. Clearly, I'm in a different space than I normally film my videos in. This is Nicholas's old bedroom where I am, and this house has zero storage. There is literally, we don't have a basement, we don't have an attic, we don't have very much closet space, and there are 4 of us who live here, and we all have a lot of stuff. And if you're like me and you have a big stash pile, you have a lot of stuff too. So my business, Evertote, has kind of taken over downstairs, and with change in schooling and living arrangements and working arrangements due to my kids being home now all the time, which no complaints. I like having my kids at home. It has made working from home a challenge, and I know there are so many of you out there who can relate. So I did some thinking this weekend because I had a few days to myself of quiet where I could think and dream and make plans. And looking ahead, I'm still here for the foreseeable future. I'm not going to the cottage anytime soon because I haven't heard anything about my surgery. I have a funny feeling that I'm going to be delayed a little while. They can't tell me when I'm going to be scheduled, so I'm going to proceed as though I have time to carry on as normal and take each day as it comes. And so I thought, the kids are going to be still here in September. Even if Nicholas goes back to school part-time, I can't see that they're going to have school full day every day. We just don't know. It's so much of an unknown at this time. But what I do know is that I don't get very much work done during the day without, sort of constantly telling them, because it's normal, right? When you're all living at home together and you don't know where to find your socks, or you don't know, do we have any ketchup left? Those are just one of a bajillion things, right? And it's totally normal, and that's not their fault. They live here too. Sometimes they could look a little harder before they ask, but kids, right? So I need a space to work where I can shut the door. And I also need a space where I can record these videos where I don't have to tell my kids, hey, I just need half an hour to chat with my friends. Can you just get out of the room for a bit? So being up here in this room allows me to do that. So I am going to be moving most of my business from the living room to up here. I don't have quite enough room in here. It's not quite a big enough room, but I'm going to do my best. So what you see here is my blank canvas, and this is just picture, like, because remember my kids traded rooms at the beginning of lockdown. Well, that never really got fully wrapped up. You know what I mean? Like, there are still, it's kind of like moving houses and you have boxes in your house for the next 10 years that you never unpack. Well, it's kind of the same thing here, because anything Nicholas decided he didn't want to take into his new bedroom just got left in here. Or, clothes that don't fit. His room is still full of Sarah's stuff that she didn't want to move. Things that she'd outgrown, or, knickknacks that she didn't care about anymore and just left. So it's kind of a, chicken and egg kind of thing going on at the moment, and it's difficult because it's a little overwhelming. And you know what? I'm gonna video the room and I'm gonna share it with you. So that's really hard for me to do, because this isn't something that normally I would share because there's a lot of stuff in here that needs to be organized and sorted, and it looks like everything was just dumped in here, because that is literally what happened. Everything got dumped in here. When Sarah moved out of the studio where I had some of my business storage stuff, extra bolts of fabric, all of my mailers, all of my stuff that wasn't that I wasn't needing on a day-to-day basis was up in the area that is now her bedroom. So that all got moved into here. Again, what I said, Nicholas's stuff didn't fully get moved out of here. So there's a ton of his stuff in here. There is stuff from my piano and flute teaching career. You know, I've got a Congo drum sitting beside me that, you know, I used for rhythm drills. What am I going to do with that now? I don't know. There's an old dresser here. There's an old desk over there. And I've got all my stuff downstairs. And then as the business has grown, you know, it's a lot of stuff. So I'm kind of excited. This is a massive, massive job. So I thought I would take you along with me, share my progress with you. And hopefully you can cheer me on as I go. So that's what's going on. So in a minute, I'll do a quick video of the room so you can see a total true before of the actual state of affairs in this room that is, you know, rather disastrous. I think the lighting in this room is fantastic because I've got a skylight in here. So the lighting for the videos should be pretty darn good. You can still see I've got some old cross stitch for, I did those for Sarah originally, so like 20 years ago. And then they hung in Nicholas's room for a while. I have a few other pieces in here. No, actually they got taken down. I have an old Pat Rogers alphabet sampler that I finished back in 1996. And so I'll share that with you. I'll share that with you another time as I kind of put this room together, because there's quite a lot of wall space in here too. So anything that's not taken up by shelving or anything like that, I'm gonna have some wall space to hang up some pieces that have been, you know, tucked away in a closet for a while. So that's kind of exciting too. And yes, I have a mattress in here. There's a box spring in Nicholas's room that's just the same situation. We don't know where to put it because, well, it's got to go somewhere. So we're gonna have to do some thinking about that. Because you see, there was an extra bed in the studio. We had a sort of guest room set up there that only got used once or twice a year. So we had an extra bed. Now we have an extra bed. Where's it gonna go? I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm getting there. So anyways, that's my story for this week. And it's going to take me a while. It's going to take me a long time. This isn't something I'm going to be able to just finish in an afternoon. So I'll take video as I go, and if you could just cheer me on, I would appreciate it. I think I'm gonna need it. I think I'm definitely gonna need it. Okay, so crafting. I had such a great weekend. I really did. So what I'm gonna do is, because I'd really like to get started on this project, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share the photographs that I took of my work. I had a before, and then I had an at the end of the day. I chose one piece each day to focus on. So Thursday I started with my, what did I start with on Thursday? Oh, of course, my long dog samplers, Death by Cross Stitch. And so here's my starting point for Death by Cross Stitch. And here's where I ended up by the end of the day. So I know, you know, it's a 25 count Zweigart even weave. Is it Lugana? And it's 1/1. It's DMC 3808. Just the most beautiful color. And I didn't stitch all day long because I kind of took it like a vacation. So I stitched when I wanted to. I read my book when I wanted to. I sat on the porch and had a nap when I wanted to. It was wonderful. It was so quiet, and it was a great weekend. It was really great. So I did actually, when I looked at it at the end of the day, I thought, you really didn't do that much. But when you think about how tiny it is. It's teeny weeny weeny. Where I'm at on the right hand side is actually the end of the first page. So that's the width of the entire first page. And it's so tiny that of course it's going to take a super duper duper long time in order for it to look like a substantial amount of progress. So I actually quite pleased that I did so much. So that was Thursday. Friday, I worked on my ink circles, Thread and Eye Mandala. I continued along with some of my fill-in. So here was my starting point for that. And of course, you know, instead of me popping in the middle again, I just put the after right after that, and I'll edit in some information as I go. However, details on that, it's an ink circles pattern. Tracy has re-released that pattern on her website as a PDF. It's called the Thread and Eye Mandala RYO, which stands for Roll Your Own, which means you get to pick your own color choices for that. It's basically 4 color families, 3 shades of each color family, and you can make it however you want. So, you know, I'm definitely not going to be finished that by the end of June, especially taking on this massive project. So I'm pleased that I filled in as much as I did. I'll continue to pick away. It's not getting put away again until it's finished. So that feels good. So Saturday, I moved over to my Glendon Place Hope and Strength stitch along piece. This is it's a free PDF download from glendonplace.net, and also Cheryl sells the supplies for all of her kits on her website, but of course it's a free PDF download. You can stitch it with whatever's in your stash if you choose to join in. So I had to let me put my photos in first. Okay, so here's the before and at the beginning of the day, and then the next photo will be the end of the day. So I had some frogging to do before I could continue. So I had to finish frogging out that top border, then I had to restitch that, and then I did the bird. I'd been really looking forward to stitching that bird, and so instead of working more on the border, I just pure pleasure, just stitched the bird, and I had a lot of fun with that. And again, same as Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I stitched when I wanted to. And I just left it as a really low pressure, kind of fun, relaxing, stitch when you want, read when you want, sleep when you want. And I feel like I really needed that, those few days of just sort of really disconnecting from everything and just being quiet and just some time to shut off for a little bit. So that was really good. Yeah, so I'm really happy that that bird is done. So now I'm going to carry on with the border on the left-hand side. I'm going to finish that. It's called Ocean Grove. It's a dinky dye. Those are dinky dye silks that I'm using to stitch with. And the fabric is a 32 count Picture This Plus in the jade colorway. So I'm going to finish off that Ocean Grove purple teal variegated under border. It's the bottom part of the border there. And then once I get around to the left-hand side, then I'm gonna stitch the other lion. After I've done the lion, I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom of the chart. I'm gonna stitch that, then it will be the top part of the bottom border. I'm gonna stitch that all the way around, and then I'm going to finish the words that are in the middle of the chart. So I'm gonna save the bulk of the border until the end, because all of my other pieces, so many of my other pieces, I'm working on borders. I'm working on, borders in my next piece, which is my Lila Studios with the needle too. I'm working on the bottom border for that, but actually I kind of went up above the border, and I'll show you that in just a minute. anyways, I just had sort of felt like all of my starts lately were in the bottom left corner, border. And I love stitching borders, but I think with that piece, I need to see the middle of it complete, and then I'll work my way out. So really enjoying it. Really enjoying stitching that piece. Yeah. Okay, so Sunday, my last day, you know, I had less time on, I had thought, John had said they might come home on Saturday, so I was planning for them to come home on Saturday, but then the kids really didn't want to come. They wanted to stay up there for an extra night. So, of course, you know, I'm really happy that they're getting up to be up there a little bit and not here all the time. They get to enjoy it a little bit. So, and again, you know, one more night where I can just be quiet was you know, was nice. So they stayed for an extra night. So they came home on Sunday just after lunchtime. So I spent the morning on Lila Studios with the needle too. So I'll put in my starting point and my after point picture right here. Yeah, I am in love with that piece. It's a 40 count R&R reproduction. I think it's Winter's Brew. It's a beautiful, beautiful fabric. And I'm using the called for colors. I am still missing that one DMC fill-in for that one flower. So I'm tempted to, I have it on order, but you know, everything's backed up, so I just haven't received it yet. But there's so much else I can stitch on that thing. I'm not gonna worry about it. So yeah, so that's what I did this weekend. I had a great time. I had a really, really great weekend. So, oh, you know what? The giveaway, the Because Monday giveaway, I have my Little House Needleworks sheep chart to give away. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'll do that at the beginning of tomorrow's video, and I will have a new Because Monday video, Because Monday chart to give away tomorrow. I just haven't chosen a chart yet, and I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush picking the winner properly, because there were a lot of comments of people who wanted to receive that chart. So I'll do that tomorrow. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just take a quick video of this room. So this is my official before sewing craft work space. Please be kind. Please be kind, because I have a lot of work ahead of me. So it's really hard for me to share this, because it's a little embarrassing at how like everything has just been dumped in this room. And I have a lot of work to do in order to turn it into a beautiful, peaceful workspace. So here I go. I'll turn the camera around. Okay, so there's the back wall. There is a window behind there, believe it or not. And there's the bed, the mattress that I need to figure out what to do with. We've got all of this stuff that's just been dumped in here. And over there in that corner of the room, all of that stuff is Nicholas's stuff. Well, except for the serger, that was up in the studio. All of that stuff over in that corner over there is Nicholas's stuff that he threw there in that corner as he was moving out of his room. All of it needs to be gone through. There are dishes over there. I was missing that plate. What do you know? So look, I've got a nice big wall over there. So I'm just trying to think of how I'm still not sure where I'm gonna put everything. And then I've got a nice big wall over here. My great Aunt Mary painted that painting that's up there. So I'll probably keep that in here. And then, okay, so now I'm going to turn you around to the other side, and this other side, frankly, is the worst part of the room, and this is going to take me the longest to deal with. So there's stuff all over the place. That desk is full of old art stuff and old homework and old notes and stuff that needs to be cleared out. That pile, those are old toys over there that need to be gone through. A massive Lego bin. There's my Congo drum. Old empty Lego boxes. I think there's some clothes in there that he decided don't fit, so he threw them in the corner on the floor. Everything is just piled up. Oh, look there. That's him when he was a little boy, little teeny tiny boy. Aw, that's staying in here. And then we've got this bookshelf that is, it's attached to the wall, and this is going to stay in here. And there's an old school project there. He has an old bookshelf of Sarah's in his new bedroom. So I think I actually might start with this. I'm going to start over on this side of the room because the two sides of the room I think are going to be the worst. So I'm going to clear off this bookshelf. I'm going to move this stuff that he wants to keep into his new room, and anything that he's outgrown, I will probably box up and decide what I want to keep for possibly future grandchildren, and the rest of it will be donated as long as it's in good enough shape to be donated. So again, that bookshelf is staying in here, but I do have some wall space around there. So the ceiling is nice and high. Remember I said there's no attic in this house. So it goes all the way up right until the skylight is just there. So I've got a nice tall wall, and look, a door with a handle on it. So look at that. And here is this desk. This kind of got moved in here because there was nowhere else to put it. So yeah, there's a whole pile of junk and stuff on it. Nicholas has been practicing his bassoon in here. And a lot of stuff from the laundry room got put in here too. So, oh my goodness. There's an old Aikido uniform over there. All of those empty file folders. So, okay. So as you can see, my job is huge. And my son, he did those. Is that Naruto? That's some TV show that he watches, and he followed these YouTube videos where he could draw along with the person on YouTube who was drawing those characters. I thought they were pretty good. He's quite a good artist. Much better than me. I have trouble with stick figures. So, yeah. Here we go. Wish me luck. I'll check in tomorrow and I'll show you my progress. So, what do you think? Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy, but I think I can turn this into a really beautiful space that I can work and chat with you. I'm really excited about that actually, because I can make a space where I can keep things set up to just, you know, quickly pop in and say hi. So, I'm excited. Here I go. Okay, so that's it for me. Again, like I said, I'm gonna do the giveaway tomorrow, and I will have a new chart up for grabs tomorrow in the giveaway. And until then, happy stitching, everybody. I hope you have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.